My parents kicked me out because I wouldn't give my scholarship money to my brother. Now they want me back. Hi, I'm Jake. I'm 19, and I got into a top university with a full-ride scholarship. I worked my butt off through high school, advanced placement classes, science competitions, part-time tutoring, all so I could get out of that house. My family? Not exactly supportive. My mom always favored my younger brother, Tyler. He's 16. Talented? Sure. He sings, gets attention, has potential, according to my parents. But the truth? He's never followed through on anything. Every hobby ends after 2 weeks. Every dream gets replaced by another one. And yet, he's the golden child. Meanwhile, I was the quiet one. The one who stayed up late studying while they blasted music for Tyler's singing videos. They even skipped my birthday last year because Tyler had a big performance. Still, I told myself, just hang in there. Get the scholarship, get out. And I did. I got into college out of state, full scholarship, dorm room, meal plan, books covered. For once, I finally felt free. 3 weeks in, I get a call from my mom. Jake, honey, we need to talk. Tyler's trying to get into a private music academy, but we're short on money. It's only $100-$200. You've got that, right? I mean, your tuition is paid for. You could help your brother, just a little. I told her no. That money was for my living expenses. I needed it for groceries, laundry, transportation. It wasn't just lying around. She flipped. First came guilt tripping. We've done everything for you, and you can't help your own brother? Then came the threats. If you can't support your family, maybe you shouldn't come back at all. I told them fine. Don't expect me to come home then. 6 months passed, no contact. I got a part-time job on campus, worked hard, kept my grades up, and then a text. Hi, sweetie, we miss you. Can you come visit this weekend? We need to talk. Another message. Tyler's going through a hard time, please. So I went. Same house, same cold feeling. My mom hugged me like nothing ever happened. My dad nodded without a word. Tyler didn't even look up from his phone. Then came the real reason. We're struggling, Jake. Tyler didn't get into the academy. We had to take out loans. We're behind on payments. We thought, maybe you could help, just until we're back on our feet. I looked at her and asked, you kicked me out for not giving up my money. Now that your favorite child screwed up, I'm suddenly family again? My dad stood up and yelled, you're being selfish. We raised you, fed you, gave you everything. I said, you raised me, sure. But love? Support? You gave all that to Tyler, and now you want to cash in on me? I walked out. I blocked them all. Yesterday, I got a letter from a lawyer. Turns out my dad filed for bankruptcy. They're trying to come after my college fund next. They tried to take my future too. I thought that after blocking them, after walking out of that house with my head held high, it would be over. But a week later, I got a letter. Not a text, not a call, a physical letter. Thick, official-looking paper. Return address, Maddox and Green, LLP. Some law firm I'd never heard of. I opened it, and my stomach dropped. Notice of intent to access custodial college funds? Apparently, when I was a minor, my parents had opened a college fund under my name, a 529 plan. It had been set up by my grandfather when I was a kid. I'd never really thought about it, since my scholarship covered everything. The fund just sat there untouched. But now that my dad had filed for bankruptcy, they were trying to access it, to use it for my brother. I sat on my dorm bed rereading the letter, my hands shaking. I hadn't even remembered the account existed, but it was mine. It was supposed to be my emergency fund in case anything ever happened. And now, they wanted to drain it to bail out Tyler's mess. Let me rewind for a second. When I was 11, I won my first statewide science fair. My project was about renewable energy. I turned a shoebox and some old wires into a model wind turbine. My parents didn't come. They were at Tyler's piano recital. When I was 13, I got accepted into a summer robotics camp at MIT. I needed help paying for travel. My mom said, sorry, we're saving up for Tyler's vocal coach. When I was 15, I landed a part-time tutoring gig that paid 20 hours. I thought I'd finally have my own money. I came home one day and found out my parents had borrowed $300 to buy Tyler new studio headphones. They always said the same thing. Jake, you're the smart one. You'll be fine. Your brother needs more support. He's sensitive. It's just money. You'll earn more someday. So when they told me I didn't deserve to keep my scholarship money, that it was family money, it hit a nerve. They'd been treating everything I achieved as community property, even now. Back to the letter. I took it straight to my university's legal aid office. The woman there, Ms. Cartwright, read it, adjusted her glasses and said, "They can't access it without your consent. You're over 18. Even if they're listed as custodians, they legally have no right unless a court grants them control. You're safe, for now." "For now?" I asked. She gave me a long look. "I've seen cases like this before. If your parents are persistent, they might try to petition the court. Claim you're estranged, irresponsible, unstable. If they make a strong enough case, it could get messy." I nodded silently. Inside, I felt the 13-year-old boy again, the one who had to sleep on the floor because Tyler needed the bigger bed, the one who cried when his science trophy fell off the shelf because Tyler was roughhousing, and Mom said, "It's just plastic, get over it." I walked back to my dorm room and sat down in the dark. They weren't just trying to take my money, they were trying to take my future. 2 weeks later, I got another message. This time it was from my aunt, Dad's sister. We barely spoke growing up. She always lived in another state, and my parents used to say she was selfish and too independent. I guess now I understood what they meant. Her message said, "Hey Jake, I heard what's going on. If you ever need a place to stay or someone to talk to, I'm here. You're not crazy, they're just toxic." I stared at the message for a long time. Then I called her. She picked up on the first ring, and for the first time in what felt like years, someone actually listened to me without interrupting. I told her everything. The scholarship fight, the house visit, the lawyer letter, the childhood garbage. She was quiet for a moment. "You know," she finally said, "your parents did the same thing to me. I was supposed to go to med school. Grandpa left money for me, but they manipulated me into giving it up so your dad could start his business." I felt sick. It had happened before. They did it to her, and now they were trying to do it to me. "Don't let them win," she said. "You've already broken the cycle just by walking away." I started therapy the next week. My university offered 8 free sessions a year. I never thought I'd need them, but after everything, the pressure, the guilt, the letters, I realized I was carrying around more than I could handle alone. The therapist, Dr. Nguyen, asked me something in the first session that hit hard. "When did you first learn that love had conditions?" I didn't answer, because I knew the answer. Always, in my house, love was something you earned. By doing what they wanted, by making yourself small, by sacrificing for Tyler. Not anymore. Then came the final straw. 3 days before finals week, I got an email from the court. My parents had officially filed a motion to gain partial control over the 5 and 29 plan. Their argument? That I was mentally unstable and financially irresponsible, and that the fund was being wasted under my direction. They included statements, screenshots of my DoorDash orders, posts I'd made on Instagram about being stressed, even a tweet I once made that said, "College is breaking my soul, LOL." They tried to paint me as unfit, like I was a danger to myself, and therefore unworthy of my own education fund. I brought the email to Ms. Cartwright. She was furious. "This is a smear campaign," she said. "They don't have a case, but we'll still need to respond." She connected me with a pro bono family lawyer. The next month was a blur of affidavits, forms, and sleepless nights. But in the end, the court ruled in my favor. They found no evidence of instability, no financial mismanagement, and no legal grounds to transfer fund control. The judge added a final note. "This young man is 19, thriving in school, and living independently. His parents' claims are not only unfounded, but appear retaliatory in nature." I cried when I got the ruling, not because I was scared anymore, but because I realized I had finally won. They tried to break me, guilt me, control me, take what I built with my own hands. But they failed. I didn't just leave a house. I left a pattern, a cycle, a version of myself that thought love had to be earned by sacrifice. Now I wake up without fear. I study, work, dream, all for me. No more begging for approval. No more shrinking to make others comfortable. I'm not angry anymore, I'm just done. And I'm never looking back.